This is Dabu7. We have an interesting move here by U.S. lawmakers that are seeking to reverse Trump's $110 billion arms deal. Now, I know I talked before that it had the potential for $300 billion. Well, it looks like they locked this in at 110. They were saying that this is the largest deal in U.S. history when it comes to the arms deals. Trump probably sees this as a prize deal, a huge deal that he just locked in, being the businessman that he is, with Saudi Arabia. But now we have Congress, top Republicans and Democrats, wanting to reverse this. This is going to be very interesting. There's a division happening in this country, folks, and you're about to see it go to a whole new level throughout the coming months. With the chaos in the streets, you just wait and see what some of these upcoming events are going to have. And you should see here now the players. Who is involved behind 9/11? We've talked about it before. Who is he buddied up with? And did he just go meet? Well, in his big trip, Saudi Arabia, the Vatican, the Jesuit Pope, the Mossad chiefs, Netanyahu, all them. See, those are the same ones that are connected here. And that's what the people from Saudi Arabia tell me. When they reach out and they tell me that the elites, supposed to be the royals and the Wahhabi background and roots, are fakes. They're not true to the religion. And I talked about this the other night on what they did. You know the obelisk you see sitting in D.C.? The same one you see sitting in London? Same one you see sitting at the Vatican? They all fly a flag with 3 stars, Empire of the City, folks. They have their own rules, their own laws, their own mail system, their own everything in these areas. Okay? This obelisk stands there for a reason, for what they believe in. Now, in Saudi Arabia, for the longest time, there was a process where everyone gathered throughout these religious ceremonies, and they threw rocks at the obelisk. They seen it as the phallus of Satan. They threw rocks at it. So what did this new royal family that came into Saudi Arabia do? Threw the bin Ladens in their project. Yep, that's right. They took down the obelisks that people were stoning, and they put up walls. Then they went to one of the highest peaks in Saudi Arabia, and they erected the obelisk, showing what they truly believe in. That was their sign of worship. They were no longer allowing the people to stone it and to disgrace it. They just put up walls, then they moved it out of view up onto a mountain peak at its highest point, where they cannot get to. You're talking about a country that has a kingdom palace that sits outside of one of the holy cities, built for the Dajjal, sitting there, waiting for him. A massive compound. We have Mecca and Medina. And I want you to note that Congress thinks that they're going to use these weapons against Yemen. There is a prophecy, there's a hadith that states that Saudi Arabia will be engulfed in fire. Maybe this is why they're building a wall and wanting all these arms and all this other stuff. And it says that this fire will come from the Yemen. You remember it. They know it. They can't deny it. And I think they're trying to wipe them out before anything can be launched from there to wipe them out. Problem is, Yemen is so close, at such a close proximity, and they've gone through so much at this point, that if something is launched from there to wipe them out, I don't think that they can stop it. Karma's real in my book. Saudi Arabia, the Mossad, with the Jesuit command, those were the ones behind 9/11. They will be the same ones behind the next event. And it's time that you people get hip to it and see that they've sold you all out. When you have Muslims from the streets of Saudi Arabia saying that the elite there have sold them out, you need to pay attention. When you hear the British from the streets say that the UK and the crown and the royal family is fake with the Khazarian roots, you need to pay attention to it. When you hear the Jews from the streets of Israel say that Netanyahu and the Zionists that have taken over the government are fake, you need to pay attention to it. And see that all these people are screaming out from all of their countries that they've been hijacked. This is what you need to see, ladies and gentlemen, because it's happened here. It will continue to be pushed on the people, this division. But you have to see the bigger picture. Who's working together, the bigger interests, and where they want to take this. Time and time again, it's the same minions up here at the top. Now, Saudi Arabia is set to have a huge amount of weaponry, massively fortified with the basic wall of fence around their country at this point. It's key. It's key what's going on here with Saudi Arabia. Something to pay attention to. You cannot forget they've played oil barons throughout this whole time when it comes to the oil markets, and that's connected to the petrodollar, everything else on how this whole thing is set up and rigged. So maybe now you can see that these so-called elite royal families in all these other countries have been exposed as fakes that have hijacked what's been going on. They don't hold the Sabbaths of the true religions. And the people in the streets are calling them out. In a place like Saudi Arabia, when they start calling this out, they kill them. Yeah. King Solomon has no problem with signing off on execution warrants. He does it all the time. And that's who Trump's doing deals with, ladies and gentlemen. So, all these people that want to scream all this other stuff, I say, we've got to do something here to stop this deception. And all I know to do is to keep dishing out the truth, the roots of what we're seeing, and trying to let people hear the voices from other countries. What they're saying. It's the same theme. They've been hijacked. I'm here to tell you that those people in all those countries, we are one. We together, if you pulled the Australians, the Brazilians, the Canadians, the Russians, the Chinese, the Africans, Germans, Norwegians, all of them, you pull us all together, we are the biggest threat. They can no longer control us. Their goal is to have a world order where they do control us. You see, the true main goal of everything should be a world system where we, the people, run it balanced without a Luciferian overhead, because that's exactly where they're taking it. And until that ideology is crushed, they're going to continue to worship these fallen ones. You wonder who they're worshiping. You call it Lucifer, demonic entities. It's the fallen ones. They believe they are bloodline to them. This is where they come from. Maybe now it'll start to make sense to you. Yeah. And they care not about we the people. This is why we say Illuminati. To get rid of this deception. And expose it for what it is. This has been Dabu7. I'll leave a link below. I'll continue to update as I come across more. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Dabu7 on Twitter, and also check me out at Dabu7 or Dabu7 on Minds.com.